With temperatures in the upper 90s today and this week, public health experts are reminding all of us the importance of limiting our exposure to that extreme heat. For those who work outside, they stress the importance of taking plenty of breaks, wearing cool and loose clothing, staying in the shade, and drinking plenty of water. They remind us not only to watch out for ourselves, but also for our neighbors, friends, and coworkers.
Be paying attention to if somebody seems dizzy, confused. Maybe they're sweating profusely and they feel cold or they feel clammy, or they don't feel well just in general. Paying attention to all those symptoms and understanding, and there's a variety of other symptoms out there, paying attention and learning what those symptoms are so that way you can take action and get them the appropriate treatment that's needed as quickly as possible.
Dr. Bell says extreme heat likely kills more people than any other climate or weather-related event in the U.S.